I'm live. Oh my God, we're live. The existential shift is live. I'm alive. Not granted at all. Welcome, beautiful seeker. How are you doing? I don't know how I'm doing. Don't ask me. I'm here for you, not for me. Right? Welcome back to the existential shift. If you are new and just so have happened to stumble by, say hi to me, everyone in the chat. Well, I hope you enjoy this and get something out of it. And you're welcome to subscribe and join the channel and press the bell button. All the information about me and the channel and the services are in the information box. Okay, so I already see, 12 people are joining. Hello. So in the first few minutes, I'll just wait for more people to join and catch up, and then we'll start. I see 13 people right now in the chat and only 3 likes. Come on, guys. You can do better than that. Hi. Ooh, I have some Patreons here, some patrons. Hello, Tia, Trista, Von, Alex, Vaishali. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. Just Jackie. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Ooh, you're from India. That's cool. That's very, very cool. Okay. So I'm going to just wait a few minutes. Okay. If you're watching this after the live, you can feel free to skip a little bit forward. What we're going to do is we're going to do a shift talk and tarot reading for these energies this coming week. The new moon in Gemini, Venus retrograding. You know, they make a big fuss out of Mercury retrograde, right? Do you remember when Venus retrograded in Scorpio in 2018? Do you remember that? No, I remember that. I remember that. Venus is like, it's like they say that she's the goddess of beauty and love and romance and abundance, right? Yeah, she's also quite vicious when you get on her wrong side, because Venus ain't no sucker. She will love you and be sweet and present and giving and abundant and beautiful and lovey-dovey and smiley as long as you are on top of your game. But if you're a shithead, standards. Venus got standards. And when Venus is retrograding, she doesn't bother on even hiding it, right? Okay, so that I'm not just yattering about that. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, it's from Greece. Nice. Okay, so I'm not just yattering about that for no reason, especially combined with the new moon in Gemini. Should I wait a little bit more until more people join, and then I start talking about the energies that I'm picking up on? That I'm already feeling myself, by the way. Don't you just love it to sense energies in a visceral, abstract way, and then have it really affect your own private life, and then you're like, that's got it. Thanks. Truth bombs. New moon in Gemini with Venus retrograding. Truth bombs. Your standards will be tested. So a truth bomb falls, right? And then, okay, cool, that's what it is. Now what do you do about it? Unlike the past, for example. Okay? Where is your level of standards? How do you behave in accordance to what you now know? If something similar in the past, you'd be behaving XYZ, and it would lead to XYZ, and it's something that you don't want, what should you do now based off how you've grown, what you've learned, right? What do I think about sidereal astrology? I love it. I'm generally really connected to the ancient occults. So I love sidereal astrology. I'm into Babylon numerology more than I am to Pythagoras numerology. Yeah, Trista, it was relevant for you right now. I know it's the energies that I've been sensing. I thought I'll start feeling it probably after the new moon in Gemini on the 22nd. I'm recording this on the 17th of May. I don't know when you're watching this, but I always feel the energies sooner than the collectives in order for me to be able to deal with it and then help guide you through it. Fun for Morgane. Can you see me making a fist? Fun for me. But hey, you know, we all have our soul path in this life. Anyway, yeah, so those energies are relevant for the collective as I sense it, or maybe just relevant for those who follow me and listen to my guidance. But it makes sense, right? It makes sense. We're at a time of truth bombs. Like the things that we used to get away with, you know, like white lies, gaslighting, manipulation, emotional manipulation, psychological manipulations. It's like things that used to be really under the surface and hidden well and was very easy to evade. Oh, thank you for the 199. What the spirit wants you to know. So Kwanda, the super chat questions are for after I do the collective messages. I'll let you know when it starts. But speaking of the recommended price for a question is $13. Okay. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for being the first, and I will answer you once we finish the collective messages. Kwanda, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Okay. But moving forward, yeah. But I will let you guys know when it starts. Okay. If you do any super chats until then, and thank you so much, it will be as reciprocity for what I'm already doing for you guys. So I would appreciate it and thank you. But technically, we're going to start doing that, the question thing afterwards. All right? Is that fair? Great. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the whole truth bomb things that we can't get away with. We are really learning the truth of our own subtle bullshit. How do we learn the truth about our own subtle bullshit when it no longer is accepted as subtle and is just, you know, people don't let us slide, or we don't let people slide. Okay, things that we used to be accepting towards, patient towards. Everyone is under such pressure. Like it's like no one has, it's like zero patience for bullshit, and that is a good silver lining, because what happens is it puts people at a place where they just can't get away with their regular patterns of behavior. If you're used to doing a certain thing and when it's not the coolest thing, let's just say, and you're used to getting away with it with having a certain technique, okay, more often than not, kind of manipulating your way out of it. Today, there is no wiggle room. It's like everything is so clear. The truth is so clear right now. Because the canvas is being like cleaned, it's white. So every little ink on it, you can see really clearly. There's no, when you go out on the streets right now, it's relatively quiet. Hello, Oklahoma. There's a lot to say about the times that we're going through. A lot. And there's a lot of dissonance between different energies. The split has never been felt more than it is these days. Between levels of consciousness, between life paths. A lot of very, very different energies are happening at the same time. And when, think science, like when two very different frequencies, extremely different frequencies, try to be like magnets that repel each other, like try to be in the same room together, it creates a very strong dissonance. And right now we're at that level where we still haven't gotten completely split, this type of energy is there, this type of energy is there. We're still in the same relationships and the same dynamics and the same, well, not right now, but technically we're still on the transition. We haven't completely, we're not out of the woods. Far from it. We just started. We just stepped in when it comes to this shift, what we're going through, right? So imagine like in the same forest, like tons of completely different human beings, different entities, different energies, and there's still nowhere to go. No one has completely found their new space, their new direction, their new path. So the energy is like, it's like conflict and fires and zaps, right? Like electric zaps. So it's really uncomfortable. So there's going to be a lot of conflicts. We see it now in politics. We see it now in our society. We see it in like the different approaches that we have today to the V that we're going through. I'm using code words because this platform is so, it's crazy. The machines are listening. I'm not kidding. So there's so many different approaches, so many different viewpoints, so many different behaviors, and it's gonna get more and more pressured. And I feel like with the new moon in Gemini, a lot of information is going to come out. A lot of things that were hidden are going to come out. Globally, societal, leaders, and in our own private lives, okay? Macro to the micro. So get ready for some truth bombs. It could be good stuff, it could be negative stuff, it could be all kinds of stuff. But and get ready to be like, okay, you know how when we look away when we see a horror movie? You know, there's something really gross on the screen, you don't want to look, and so you look away. This time it's like you're held forcefully by the energies, and like you have to look at it. This is the situation. This is the truth. It's like being completely called out on yourself and on your environment. It's like you can't look away anymore. You can't avoid it. Like the energies won't allow you to excuse yourself. Please guys try to avoid to like comment a lot of comments one after another and kind of overflowing the chat. Like it's, you're not giving rooms for others, and I want to read yourself and others. Hello, Jillian. Overwhelming 1 minute and beautiful the next, working on balancing with gratitude and grace. Yeah. Yeah. Like think about it like you're swimming in very challenging waters, right? Like think about the ocean. It could be completely stormy and crazy one side of the earth and then super calm on the other side. So we're aware of the differences in energies within one thing. But often it's like there's a tsunami there and then there's calm waters over there. So we don't really feel how complex things can be. But you're going to feel like it's almost like here's the tsunami, here's the calm waters, and you're like swimming somehow in between all that. It's so strengthen your swimming skills. Definitely. 13 people, 30 people in the house. Oh, cool. I don't think I have a. Do I have a modifier here today? Do I have a moderator? No. So I'm gonna do my own moderator, guys. Give this the thumbs up. I have half likes than the actual amount of people in the house. We all talk of reciprocity and giving, and then we sit and we take. Do you behave in accordance to what you preach? Are you the person you think you are with actions? Your intent doesn't mean shit. I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm not a person of, oh, they meant well. People are adults. They know what they're doing. Intent, I don't care. What do you do? That's what matters. We all mean well. We all have high and mighty thoughts of ourselves and of the world and how things should and ought to be. Great. Not special. What do we do about it? In the moment of truth, what do we do? And we are going to be facing a very strong reflection of ourselves with this new moon in Gemini and Venus retrograding. It's going to be like, Gemini is like a dual sign, twins, and it's like a mirror, watching each other, talking to each other. Your reflection, like if so far the mirror was a little bit dirty-ish, and you could see little, now it's super clean. It's like energies are like swirling up. It's like, hello, me. Oh, this is what I do. This is how I behave. This is how I actually act. I can't look away from my own reflection. I need to actually deal. Yeah. For people who did the work and are aware and really self-conscious of themselves, this will probably serve as a reflection of their environment and of, I don't know, but also of themselves. It will also allow you to, it's kind of a checkpoint where you're like, let's say you thought you did amazing work on yourself and you're super aware, and then something happens and you're like, seriously? This is what I do? So it's a great way to tell if you've actually been doing the work, if you're actually self-aware, because a lot of people in the spiritual community and in the spiritual path think of themselves as very aware when they are not. Saying I'm aware and being aware is two different things. For example, I'll call myself out. I'll give myself as an example. I'm very good at detecting lies at certain situations, most especially for others, but not with my close environment. People in my closest circles can really fool me. It's like there's a, if it's your story or someone else's story or like a wider cycle, I recognize it like that. It's impossible to lie to me. But the closest people to me, my best friends, my families, people I speak to regularly, I get fooled so easy and I don't see. A numbnut. An absolute numbnut. Okay? So that's just an example. That's just an example. Okay, me walking around, being a seer, but the things that are most relevant to me in my life, I don't see shit. Right? Be honest with yourself the same way. BBV, do you think that your 2019 yearly tarot scopes could resonate for 2020? The Taurus reading has been seeming to happening for me. Definitely. 100%. I'm sorry. I need someone here to write, like, I can't read others like that. You need to make room for others. You're writing a lot of comments, and I'm grateful for communicating, but you're not allowing me to read other people. That's controlling. Here's a mirror for you. Control and the pretending to be loving. I'm sorry. Here, but I can't read others. It's not fair. And I said it once, right? I said it once nice. No, don't go. See, that's the thing. Now playing the victim. Great. Don't go. Take note and work with it. Because if you go, it's like either I'm the bad person or you're the bad person. There's a bad person in the house. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. We're all complex of all of it. I'm just putting a mirror because I want you in the house, but I want other people too. And it's not fair. So, BB. Yeah, definitely. The 2019 can totally be for 2020 because it's tarot. I don't focus there. I don't focus there on the astrology or the planetary shifts. It's like tarot readings, right? So, and these are general readings. So whenever you're watching this, if it resonates, of course you can take it. I mean, don't force it if it doesn't, but if it does, most certainly. Absolutely. Yeah, guys, if you want to go watch the 2019 tarot scopes that I did a yearly special at the end of 2018 for 2019. There's a playlist, I believe, of that. An entire playlist. It was for sale on Vimeo, and then at the end of 2019, I posted it for everyone on my YouTube. So you can totally check it out and see. But if you're already, but speaking of Vimeo, I really recommend watching Karmic Shift and Liberation. Link is below. I did a special for 2020, the 2020s in general. Knight of Cups, first card out. I'll get to it. The 2020s in general, like the decade and this year, but for this shift. I made a Karmic Shift and Liberation. It's a special 17 cards spread. And there's also runes and oracles and all that jazz. And I look into your past lifetimes karma, self-made this lifetime karma, and generational karma. And I go into how to transmute and all that jazz and release and what is left to work on. And I feel like it's a very crucial, important time to do that. So if you want, you can check it out. It's also available on Patreon on tier number 3. There are several tiers for my patrons. You can give from, small amounts to bigger amounts, and each tier gives you more, it opens up more content. So for example, on tier number 2, you have all my extendeds, my monthly extendeds. And when you join Patreon, you have a look back, not just for this month, but for prior months as well. And on tier number 3, you have that and the Karmic Shift and Liberation and lunar love readings and daily rune messages. Speaking of, if there's a patron in the house, I think I saw a few patrons. After this live, I'm going to do the daily runes for this coming week. I'm going to post it sometime today. All right. So, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is a very sweet, open-hearted energy that is coming in as an opportunity. This could be a conversation. This could be an encounter of someone in the street or in your life. This could be an apology. This could be an offer of some sort. This could be someone giving it for you. This could be you giving it to someone else. But either way, it's a good start. It's like, and when it comes to like advice in regards to everything I said, Queen of Pentacles. So this is very specifically 2 characters, one approaching the other. The Knight of Cups here is approaching the Queen of Pentacles. So if you see yourself as a Queen of Pentacles, you might have a Knight of Cups kind of reaching out to you. Generally, the Knight of Cups in the upright is a sincere energy, but let's clarify. 6 of Pentacles. They want to give something to this Queen of Pentacles. So the Knight of Cups wants to give something for the Queen of Pentacles. This could be financial. So if you applied for something when it comes to your finances, you might be getting good news around the new moon in Gemini or whenever you're watching this that is positive, that is giving. And if it's not financial, let's say if it's personal, there's something about balancing out something. 3 of Swords. Be careful of approaching people wanting to somehow find relief for yourself at their expense. Does that make sense? Or if someone does it to you, right? When someone is under the pretense and guidance of giving, when in fact it's just a way for them to receive something from you. Like, I'm giving you now, but I'm just, prepping the field for next week when I want to ask for something. And then because I've given you last week, now I can come and ask of you this and that, and you're going to give it to me because I already did the giving. It's like, it's a planned, strategic type of giving, as opposed to simply giving from the heart for the sake of giving. It's like kind of setting up a business transaction, but it's like without actually telling the other person it's a business transaction, right? Making it seem like you're giving, or they're making it seem like they're giving for the sake of receiving something, and you didn't sign up for that. That's why, favors can be very expensive. I don't remember who said that. I'm quoting. Someone said that I don't accept favors because favors turn out to be more expensive. Something like that. Show me more, please. Messages for the collective and for my seekers for these current energies. 5 of Wands and the Hangman. So there's some sort of disagreement, not seeing eye to eye. People, again, different people with different views and different energies being in the woods together, forced in the woods together. And there's the need to be really, really patient and observing and changing your perspective in regards to the situation in order to kind of sail through it. So let's say you are in the woods, right? And this is an analogy. There's a situation where there's different people thinking differently, doing, it could be an autonomy of your personal life, it could be the macro of what you see in society. Take it as it resonates. So as everyone biting each other's heads off and taking sticks and branches to kind of hit each other, you can do the Odin thing. The secret thing. And hang yourself, don't hang yourself, not for real, from the Yggdrasil tree, from one of the trees, in reverse, for 9 days and nights, to study the situation, and to study this new world you entered to, or this bridge between the worlds that you have to cross in order to get to the new world. It's taking the time and wisdom to see things from another point of view. These two cards both speak of finding solution from a different perspective, looking at things from a different way, whereas the conventional attitude, the conventional tactic, the conventional approach isn't going to be good for you. I've Bernard, Patreon Ops. Hello. You really enjoyed the weekly reading on Patreon? Oh, good. Thank you, Bernard. I appreciate that. The last reading I listened to, you advised me to look into sacred geometry. Obsessed with it now. That's awesome. Hi, sweetie. Watch your videos all the time. Thank you. Tommy, best regards from the above, the Arctic Circle. Cool. All right. Let's move forward. Oh, we're 30 minutes in. Okay, we're going to do the questions soon. Hi, Marla. Hello, hello. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you joining me on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Oh, coffee. Show me more, please. I'm using a combined deck of the Rider-Waite Tarot and the Mystic Tarot. The Star. Okay, this is really time to... There might be a conflict of some sort. Seekers, you might have some sort of conflict. Don't take it too dramatically. Like, it could be something subtle, seemingly, that really pushes you in a way into yourself, right? And the only way out is in, is what I love to say all the time. So the only way out is into the Pandora box. Looking at yourself from a different perspective, looking at your life, looking at your everything. And discovering some really, really interesting things there. You might have some sort of interaction that will take you there. It will feel unpleasant at first, but the realizations and the result will be really, really healing and satisfying, where you'll discover something new within yourself. And this, the Star card, it's the myth of Pandora's box, where she opened the box and all the demons came out. But then after they all came out, then came hope. So in order for us to truly be in a pure place, to finding our fountain of youth and really get to know ourselves to the core, like our soul essence, we have to first let all the demons out, all the skeletons in the closet, doing the shadow work, becoming super aware of ourselves, of our triggers, of our mechanism, all of that. And there's something that really takes you in there, Sita. I'm getting the analogy of like a vampire being like sleeping in his grave thing, and then just waking up after like 100 years of slumber and being like, I'm back to life and discovering a new world, right? They went to sleep in a past century, they're waking up in a new century, now they need to adapt to a completely different mindset. And at first it's shocking. Yeah, coffee. Exactly. Thank you. First it's shocking, but then it's fascinating. And you learn how you can do things that you didn't know you have the ability to do, because the reality changed. It requires a different approach, and you discover that you have that ability. Finding yourself in a foreign country, discovering you can actually speak the language. So I feel like a lot of you will be taking the same specific type of route that you're used to taking. It will be met with a different reaction than what you're used to receiving for the same type of doing, behavior, whatever. The interaction will be different, the response will be different, the reaction will be different, and it will force you to deal differently, to take a different approach, which will be kind of uncomfortable at first, but then super awesome. I'll pull out a couple more cards and then we'll move to your questions, okay, guys? So you can already start, and then I'll just scroll up. Wow. Woohoo! Woohoo! Lovers. Seven of Swords. King of Pentacles. And the Death card. Okay, this is copy-paste everything I just said, literally. So someone who's used to being in a certain type of control with a certain type of mindset and strategy and behavior are now on a completely different path. Like the Lovers is a very deep, spiritual, energetic life path type of card. And it kind of strips everyone naked on it. It's like, you can no longer wear these robes and these tactics and blah, blah that you're used to doing, right? Here, that shit doesn't work. Here, everyone is saying, thank you so much, Trista, for the $20. You would like a message from Spirit that you need to hear right now, please, and thank you. You're sure thing, coming right up. I'll finish this point, and then I'll get to the girl that we had in the beginning, and then I'll get to you. Thank you. I can scroll up and see who was first, so you can bring it in, and I'll just scroll up and do it one by one. All right. So you or people around you, and all of you. It's like, God, I'm obsessed with Carlos Castaneda and his books about Don Juan. It's like a Bible to shamanism and to everything, basically. If you haven't read that series, please go do so. It's like a portal to everything. He speaks, and I feel like I've mentioned it before on my channel, he speaks of how death is always a step behind us to our left, to remind us to live, to remind us of who we are and what is the bottom line truth beyond all the BS, beyond all the layers, underneath all the layers. It strips you to a core because it reminds you this is temporary, this experience is temporary, this lifetime is temporary. Every moment is the only moment because you never know what's next. So if you know that death is near and it's right behind your left shoulder, what are you going to do in this moment? Thank you so much, Kawanda Dean. I'll get to you. Thank you. What are you going to do in this moment? With knowing that this moment is everything. That this moment, what you're doing right now, what you're deciding to do right now, what you're saying right now, means everything. This is the last thing you do, everyone will remember you by. How magnificent will your life turn out to be if in every moment you put yourself in a place where this is the last thing I say, this is the last thing I express, this is the last thing I do. How truthful will you become? How loving will you become? How brave will you become? Right? Being conscious of death is the greatest gift for life. And it's also 13. Oh, you can't see it in the tarot, but do you know I have the tattoo 13? See here? I'm sorry, I'm breaking my leg. This is my card. 13 is my number. It reminds us to live. And here with the lovers, it's like a whole new path, a whole new world is opening up for us. For you. And it's like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to play the same tricks? Control the life, your world of matter the way you're used to? Because if you will, guess who's coming? Knocking, like tapping you on the left shoulder and be like, are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want to say right now? Are you sure that's what you want to be right now? Are you sure? Maybe you want to turn around, walk back to this lover's card. The truth of knowledge, good and bad. The snake isn't the bad guy. The snake gave Eve knowledge. She was dumb. She was played. The snake be like, yo, look at what's happening. Drop down to reality, right? A burst bubble. Okay, what do you do with that? Are you going to tell yourself the things you always tell yourself? Are you going to stay in that cycle of self-deceit and bullshit? Or are you going to be like, oh shit, look who's okay? Okay, no, I'll say the truth. I'll act truth. Boom. Let's get into it. That was a really touching message. This hits home. Great. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee and ask for messages from my beautiful seekers. Kawanda, I know you were first. Thank you so much for the $1.99 and then the $14.99, and I'll start with you, and then I'll go to Trista. What does the spirit want me to know? Okay, Kawanda D. Message from spirit, from energy for Kawanda, please. What's your date of birth, Kawanda? Month and day is enough. You can tell me your birthday. I would love to know your numbers. Trista, remind me your birthday too. Yeah, everyone who asks a question, if you can add your birthday, that adds a lot for me. June 10th. Oh, almost birthday. Happy birthday. Gemini. Ooh, Geminis are going to be called out left and right. Thank you, Just Jackie. I'll read you in a sec. So, Kawanda. Gemini, Kawanda, June 10th. What does Spirit want Kawanda to know? What can we tell Kawanda, please? I have 7 of Pentacles. The Hierophant, one more. And the Hermit. I don't know if you're dealing with an Earth energy because I have 2 Taurus cards and a Virgo card. You might be dealing with the Taurus. So 7 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Hermit. You want to take careful consideration of how you approach something that you want right now. I don't know if it's like if you want to present an idea or pitch something or even ask someone out on a date. Or if you're writing something or saying something, you want to take careful consideration that what you're doing is extremely truthful. These are 2 very powerful cards for truth. The Hierophant and the Hermit. This one seeks the truth. This one gives truth. However you're approaching someone, make sure that it is completely clean of pretense. Like, come barefoot. Like, wear your heart on your sleeve, but I don't mean like in a leechy way of like, you know, groupie kind of. No, but like respectful, of course, loving, of course, but very, very clean, very truthful. You want to reach really deep inside and consider what it is that you feel and what it is that you want, truly want, and then express it. There is confirmation to do so. The energy says yes. Write the text, send the email, have the conversation, make the offer, whatever it is. Does that make sense to you though? But you really, 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 really want to make sure that there's 0 manipulation there. Absolute 0 manipulation. Both the Hierophant and the Hermit see the subtleties of every word. Right? The subtleties of every word. They pick up on the smallest thing that you don't even pick up. The Hierophant and Hermit, let's say you feel like you're saying the truth to someone, but you're actually lying to yourself. So when you're lying to them, you're not lying with intent of lying because you believe what you're saying, but they will pick up on you lying to yourself, thus lying to them. It's like, okay? So that's the message. And generally, you might receive some sort of money coming in. It might be smaller than you'd hope or expected, but it's still positive. That just also came up. Okay. I hope that was good for you. I hope this helped. Trista, thank you for the 20 Canadian dollars. I appreciate it. You also want a message from Spirit. Perfect. And you also wrote your date of birth, right? Where was it? January 27, Aquarius. Message for Trista. What does Spirit want Trista to know right now? What does Trista need to know most right now? 10 of Swords and the Emperor. I need another card. One more card for Trista. What does Trista need to know right now? Trista, January 27. What does Trista? 5 of Wands in the reverse. No arguments anymore. Whatever or whoever you're arguing with, fighting with, have some sort of disagreement with, lay down your arms completely. The battle is over. The conversation is over. The argument is over. Be really assertive on that you don't want to fight, you don't want to argue. Lesson learned, realizations made. Don't hold on to past lessons that are over, that are already integrated and even released, from a place that wants to maintain control over even your life, over even your past. I don't know if that makes any sense, especially if it has to do with an older male. Could be a family member, could be a boss, could be a partner, but a significant older male in your life. If there's a disagreement or arguments, it does make sense, great. Don't go there. Be like, I'm done with the arguments. I'm done with the conflict. Don't try to make someone see a truth that you see clearly and they don't. Don't try to push it. Don't try to convince it. Baby, how much to ask a question? Well, I recommend 13 and up, but it's up to you. Okay, love? It's up to you. Whoever this emperor is, they are really set in their ways. They know what they want. They know what they think. So trying to change their mind isn't going to work. I recommend to just let it go. Is that helpful? It does make sense? Okay, good. Okay, good, great. Just Jackie. Please ask Spirit for messages for Daniel's best good. Thank you. Who's Daniel? Just Jackie, because I don't want to invade someone else's free will. If they're not here asking for a message, I don't want to ask for a message for them. You're welcome, Trista. And thank you for the $22, by the way, Jackie. But clarify who Daniel's is, because this needs to be about you. And if it's about you in relation to Daniel, that's cool. But if it's someone that isn't here, that doesn't know we're asking a question about, it feels, I don't want to be intrusive. Like it's like going into someone's bedroom and looking in their closet. Like, just because we want to doesn't mean we should. So can you clarify this for me, please? Just Jackie, where are you? It's your daughter. I'm going to ask a message for you, Jackie. What do you need to know? How can you be helpful? My daughter is complicated, but fine. Okay, so I'm going to ask a message for you in regards to your daughter, Danielle. Okay, how you can help her, how you can benefit her. Okay, so a message for Jackie's motherhood over Danielle. Does that make sense? Is that okay, Jackie? Do you understand why I'm doing this? And we will get messages for Danielle, but it's in relation to you and directed as a message for you. Message for Jackie for her daughter, Danielle. What do you mean by that? For you, March 22nd, that's your birthday?
Okay, I can still check about your connection with your daughter. It's up to you. What do you prefer? Whichever you prefer. I can either do something completely for you or in relation to your daughter. Your birthday? Okay, cool.
So what does Jackie need to know most? March 22nd. Most messages for Jackie. I have the Hermit in the reverse. So that is very interesting. So we have Wanda in the beginning had 7 of Pentacles and the Hermit in the upright. I have 4 cards for you. I have 7 of Pentacles. Thank you, Tia. I'll be right with you. I have 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Hermit in the reverse. And then I have the Queen of Swords in the upright. Right now, what you believe is your intuition isn't. I'm sorry, it's going to be, I have to say the truth because it's for you and I can't just, I need to say the thing that will most benefit you. So what you feel right now is your intuition, and what you feel right now to be your giving. It's okay. That's okay. I'm talking to you about you. I didn't do a question about your daughter. I'm focusing on you. So what you feel like is your intuition, what you feel like is your giving is not. It's saying to take a good few steps back from a situation and not approach it from a place that is intuitive or emotional, because even though I'm the first to encourage people to follow their intuition and listen to their intuition, something about your intuition is not aligned right now. It operates from a place of will that isn't aligned with the actual intuitive, objective understanding of reality. And it says to look at things from a very cognitive brain. What is the reality? What are the facts? Bottom line facts. So it could apply to anything that you feel like it's relevant for. It could be general to a lot of things at once. Because if we're talking about intuition, right? If we're talking about how we feel, then that affects all our doings. So if our intuition is aligned, our actions are aligned with it in regards to everything in our life. But if our intuition is not, it can really affect a lot of fields. So it can affect your relationship with your daughter, but it can affect your relationship with yourself. It can affect you in your job. So the recommendation is to not act upon instincts or intuitive hits, right? Because they're not accurate right now. And work a lot between now and I would say even until October on strengthening your cognitive understanding of reality, and just focus on 3D facts in regards to everything you do. This is not to say that we need to shut down your intuition, quite the opposite. It just means that we need to give it some time and space to go into realignment. Because something gave it a hit. I'm picking up on your intuition, and your instincts got hit somehow. I'm not sure what exactly I'm picking up on. So it kind of lost balance. So it sees things the opposite. I hope I'm making any sense, because I'm not exactly sure myself what it is that I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm picking up on, right? And if you can't really understand right now what it means, maybe coming scenarios will kind of make sense with that. Reality, reality, reality. The only way out is in. And reality is part of spirituality, and it's part of intuition. So if we don't address facts and reality, we can't really reach spirituality. I hope this helped. Okay? All right, Tia.
How do my guides talk to me? I'm having a hard time figuring out the differences between what's them sending signs and what's my ego looking for the answers I want. That's brilliant, and I love how you guys all are synced, and some of the messages are kind of aligned with each other. So I would recommend for all of you to listen to other people's answers, questions and answers, because you can get something out of it. So you're asking one thing, but you're actually receiving several answers as the amount of questions that are being asked. So take note. So how are your guides talking to you? And you want to figure out if you're listening to them or to your own ego. Okay. Is Tia in tune with her guides? Is Tia in tune with her guides? Tia. Is Tia in tune with her guides? Is Tia in tune with her guides? One more. Okay, so I have 9 of Cups in the reverse, and then 4 of Pentacles, and then Knight of Pentacles. So if you take any sort of substance, from alcohol to weed to cigarettes, now it doesn't have to be like addiction things. It could be like a glass of wine every night or every other night. It could be weed every week or every other week, whatever. If that's the case, it fogs your senses, and it puts blocks, and they can't reach you properly. Okay, all these substances can be fun, and a lot of weed, for example, marijuana, can be really, really good for us at a certain amount, at a certain level. We need to remember plants are a living being with their entities. They have character, they have energy, and it's always reciprocity of energy, give and take. If you take something from a substance, that substance takes something from you. And it's not doing anything wrong. It's just part of nature, and it tells you that in its own language, in its own way. We just don't always understand the language, so we don't know we're being signed on a contract. Wait, I need to scroll up and read you again. So it's not that your ego is preventing you from seeing the answers. It's like some sort of fog of something that you put around you that's preventing you. By the way, it doesn't have to be substance. It could be habits that we're addicted to, like certain ceremonial things that we are super obsessed with, that we do in a very consistent, specific way. And that type of consistency doesn't allow different thing to come in, because the way energy speaks to us, guide, spirit, however you want to refer to them, it kind of reaches us through different, what's the word? It's not from the ways we're used to thinking and receiving information, right? Now, obviously, there's serendipity and signs everywhere. You can encounter an article that gives you an answer for something that your guides put there, a sign that means something, things like that. But I'm referring to your actual way of processing information. It happens differently than, it's like a combination of the left brain and the right brain. It's not just the right brain. It's a combination of both. So something about the clarity of mind needs to be super poignant. There needs to be a certain release of way of doing things. Let's say you have a way of meditating, or a way of reading tarot, or a way of trying to listen to your guides. Let go of that. Let go of asking and trying to talk to them, and let it come to you. That's the main message. It wants to come to you, but it doesn't have room. You see this pentacle wanting to come in, but it doesn't have room because you're holding all these ways of allegedly talking to your guides. Does that make sense? You've had troubles with substance my whole life, and I'm trying so hard to quit everything down to cigarettes. Amazing. So, yep. So that's it. That's your message. They can't come in because it fogs you. So there's your answer. I'm glad it caught on it. Okay. So, Awaken Vision, thank you for the $14.99. Is my success with my current employer within this year? Oh, Graciela, hi. Hi, love, how are you? Are you okay Patreon-wise? I think you know what I mean. Let me know, okay? Graciela, October 31st, Scorpio. You know I love and enjoy all your vids, and Patreon extends many blessings to you. Okay, I'll write you. Look at your messages. I believe I wrote you on Patreon a message, or see notifications from Patreon. Okay? All right, so your success with your current employer within this year. Graciela. Messages for Graciela about success with her current employer. Message for Graciela about her employer. One more. Oh, I already have this. Okay. So, I have Page of Swords, the Hierophant, Nine of Cups, I'm sorry, and Justice. So, this is where it kind of repeats itself, but in a little bit of a difference. So, you want to reach out to your employer. You want to connect and interact with him in a very mature, clear way. For example, if he asks, hey, did you do this and that? If you haven't, don't go into a turmoil of reasons why you haven't, or saying what you did do as opposed to what you didn't do. Just be like, no, I didn't. And then he asks why, and then you give the specific, clear answer. No going around, no beating around the bush, no trying to avoid clear, clean answers and communication. Super to the point. What you do, do it well. What you can't do, be like, I can't do this right now because of XYZ. Right? Don't take upon yourself saying that you can do everything, because you'll see what you actually do and what you don't do. And if you do that, then the result will be really, really good. Like you'll be really super acknowledged for what you do well, and really super acknowledged for what you don't do well. So the best advice I can give you, and it kind of connects with the collective messages in the beginning, where everything is seen. You can't hide anything. You can't make one thing look like another. You can't round up the truth. And if you are clear and do the things that you can do properly all the way, then it will be very beneficial for you. Okay, does that make sense? Graciela? Yeah, you do have to update your info. Because, and I think you know what I'm talking about, right? Because I can't, not cool. I'm really sorry about that, what you're writing. If you've been busy with deaths in the family, I'm really sorry about that. Sorry for your loss. And I understand, just, check it out. Did that message make sense about your employer, Graciela? Let me know. Okay. So now we have Michelle H. Thank you so much for the $20. Birthday June 25th, Cancer. Looking to leave my husband this summer. Spirit guidance, please. Thank you. I'm brand new to your channel. Well, welcome to my channel. Welcome, lovely seeker. Okay. So you want to leave your husband this summer. I'm telling you, this summer we're going to have to see a lot of divorces and a lot of newborn babies. It's like if the relationship was great, it would really work out. People taking it for the next level. And if the relationship was not good and you had a place to escape the reality between the two of you until now, but now quarantine is kind of bringing up all the truth, then it's like separations. No going around the truth. So message for Michelle, June 25th. This is crazy. You see me shuffling in front of the camera, right? You guys see me shuffle. 78 cards, they don't repeat themselves. One Hierophant, one Nine of Cups. It's like the third time. The Hierophant has been coming up in like all of your readings, right? I'm not wrong. Every single person who asked a question had the Hierophant. Two people had the Hermit, and a few had the Nine of Cups. Okay. This says that you need to follow your bliss. It's really simple. If you're no longer at bliss with your husband, then this says follow your bliss wherever it is. Be it alone, be it with someone else. You can have everything. You can have the love, you can have the joy, you can have the friendship and the wisdom and the honesty and the sincerity and the truth. You can have all of that if you follow it. It's like a wish coming true type of vibe. If you are honest with what it is that you truly want, with what it is that is your wish, and if there's someone else that you wish to be with, or you just no longer wish to be with your husband, then it will work out well. This says basically that if you follow your wish and your bliss, the reality will flow and be super easy and allowing. Meaning, if your bliss is to leave your husband, then it will be easygoing, mellow waters. Things will just happen right. I feel like there's good communication, mature. So I don't see a lot of worrying. And I want to pull one more card for you. One more card for June 25th. Message. I forgot your name. Sorry. Michelle. One more card for Michelle in regards to leaving her husband. Eight of Pentacles and Page of Swords again. Wow. Okay, so it says that you'll have to work hard. And there might going to be some things that are not exactly clear when it comes to income, finances for a while. You got in a bad accident last time you tried to leave. I'm sorry, and I hope you're okay. Okay, don't take it as like punishment or something like that. Don't let that be your like, oh, because this happened when I tried to leave, maybe I shouldn't have left. Listen to your heart. Okay, and with the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, it's work worth putting in. The energy, the time, the challenge. But as you do it, you can't create situations that hold you back from doing it because of fear. If things like that happen, it's potentially a manifestation of fear of leaving, a subconscious fear of leaving. I'm not saying it for sure because this is not a private session and I'm not super deep in the energy. But generally, that's a possibility. So consider that and don't let that hold you back. The cards are positive generally on the table. It says that you can do it. And the process will be the most challenging between this June and September, between Gemini season and Virgo season. Okay? Was there anyone else? No, so that was Michelle. Yes, I know it's time to go, and fears about the dollars has been a problem. Well, yeah, it's always a problem, but it doesn't pretend to be easy, right? Okay, hope this helped. BB, 1333, thank you so much. April 24th, hey Taurus, and happy recent birthday. What do I need to know in my current love relationship? Will it be long term? Okay. Message for BBD about her current relationship. What does BB need to know about her current love relationship? Is there potential for long term? I have King of Swords, Page of Wands, Two of Wands, and 10 of Wands. So there's a masculine here who generally is very intelligent and enjoys learning from experience and from anything really. But they might be behaving in a way that will get them overwhelmed. I feel like in their life they're a little bit confused. They're not sure what they want right now, what their journey is. Should they go off on an adventure, or should they study something new, or should they do this, or should they do that? And all these thinking and trying to do everything at once, but not really doing anything in specific properly. Like they have the ability, they have the skill, they have the potential, but their energy is really scattered. So it's really burdening on them, and that could, of course, affect your relationship. Thank you, Nerd Realness, for the 5 Canadian dollars, and thank you, Helen Gossing, for the 5 pounds. Is it? Thank you. Generally, around the recommendation is of the $13 and up, but it's not mandatory, so I will answer you. But Helen, I didn't get a question. I don't know what you want to know. Is it like are you just giving, or you want me to give you any message? So back to BB. Does that make sense about the guy you're dealing with? Can you comment about what I said about it? I feel like there's potential there, but the timing is a little bit problematic. And you'll find him like in and out. 1 second is completely in tune and connected and listening, and the next is like elsewhere in his mind, dealing with life. Yes? Okay. So basically what we received is a description of a situation that maintains itself. I see him in that state of mind at least until October, December. So just keep that in mind. Any advice for BB what you should do? Page of Pentacles. BB, be cautious with your heart. Take it step by step. See what he does and then reciprocate what he does, right? He takes a step, you take a step. He gives something, you give something. Be very, very cautious, because this could potentially become something that you go into with faith and giving, and then realizing that it's not completely reciprocated, or there's no room for it, or something like that. And free choice, I mean, you can choose to do that, but that's the recommendation that I'm receiving. Okay? Cool. Nerd, what's coming towards me in love and time frame? Please and thank you. Message for love for Nerd Real. Message for love for Nerd Real. Message for love for Nerd. I have the Empress, which is always good. Let me pull out one more card. Ooh. Empress and the Devil. So there's something to do with beauty and sexuality and wants and desires. Things of the body and of the flesh and of the pleasure. 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. Okay. It's basically, look, I mean, the Empress in herself is like super beautiful and loving and Venusian, But with the devil, it brings up could potentially bring up aspect of vanity, like being superficial and being only attracted to exterior beauty and not to essence, and to even playing women or playing with people. It's like wanting something, really, really wanting something, but not being able to have it, so trying to manipulate it. So I would avoid at all costs trying to control something or having something just because you want it. Approach with sincerity and truth, not with ego and desire. Not to say that there's anything wrong with desire, it's just a matter of how it's used in the quantity and in the context, right? Something to do with either there's someone you really, really want and can't necessarily have, or it's someone that you really, really want, can have, and play with it. It could be you doing that. It could be the other way around, someone being like that towards you. And if that's the case, be cautious. Did that make sense? Nerd realness? Helena. A message for Helena about her jewelry and silver. Guys, but write the question within the super chat. If the question doesn't fit in the super chat, write whatever fits. Okay? So, Helen's message for... Can she make a living? You're welcome, nerd. I'm glad I did. I make jewelry of silver and healing stones because I can't, it's hard for me to read from this distance. Healing stones and what I call holistic crafts. A living off of making jewelry. Messages for making a living off of making jewelry. I have the world card, which is great. One more card. Wow, the world and the sun. Absolutely. I have nothing else to say. Absolutely. Go do. Your products are beautiful. One recommendation is to go international. So maybe do it online. Make sure you reach different markets. Make sure you, I don't know, maybe have translation to your products, things like that. Make sure it can reach different far fetches of the earth. Very, very strong potential. Now, this is future potential. This is major arcana potential. It's a journey. Don't expect it to happen in a day. But the journey is very much going to be very worth it. Super worth it, Elena. I definitely, yes. 100% yes. I don't need to. Absolutely. So Tammy, Firefly, July 30. Hey, Leo. I've been looking for a new job for a while. Do you feel a job coming soon that is for my highest good? Okay. Well, Tammy, find a new job. We have the Queen of Wands. Hold on. New job for Tammy. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. One more. And the Chariot. So, July, August. July, something potentially really strong will come in. And August, end of July, August, like your birthday season, your own season is when you might start the job. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Make sure you're aware. Oh, you're welcome, Helena. Make sure, Tammy, you're aware of how much you're getting paid. You can get more of what is offered if you play it smart. Do your due diligence, your research of what you're being offered compared to men in there specifically. There's an aspect of difference in pay between men and women in that place you'll find. You are super talented at whatever you do. You have a lot of energy. You're very, very victorious. You know how to get what you want. You set a goal and you get there. I don't really think you need me to get a job. I think if it's hard for you to get a job right now, it's just because of the crazy times we're in. But I do see something end of July, August season, Leo season. If it requires travel, you might have issues with your family on matters of relocating. Maybe it's at a distance of some sort.
And your family might not be down for that. If you have if you're married and children and all that jazz, it might be something that will be challenging in that regard somehow. Does that make sense? Okay. Oh, you're single? So take notice of the money aspect. There's still the potential that it will be at a distance or will require a move. Your kids are older, okay? Or will require some sort of distance. And that might be some sort of a challenge, but still worth it. It's still something that is worth taking. Okay? Did I skip anything? Did I miss anything? Let me know if you have any more questions, guys. And thank you so far for all your questions. If not, I'll conclude. This was fun. Maybe I'll do it more often. You've been waiting to move for a while too? Okay. So make sure that you search for something where you want to move to. Because as I said, there's potential move that is involved. So it's possible that your job is where you want to move to, and I'm not sure if it's close to your kids or your family. It might be at a distance from them, because we have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. That's why I keep saying it. But you want to put yourself first in this case and do the travel required for the work. Or even start with figuring out where it is that you want to live, and in accordance to that to seek for a job. But I do see something in August. But you got to start the process obviously now. The process will happen in July. Maybe you'll find something and then you'll move in July and start in August. Does that make sense? Okay. I didn't skip any questions, right? I did everyone. Thank you guys so much. This was awesome. I might do it more often. You're welcome, Trista. Okay. You know what? Let me pull an oracle to finish up. I'll pull an oracle. Yes, why not? Why not an oracle? We're already an hour and 20 minutes in, so why not? Let's do Akashic Tarot. Thank you so much. I appreciate the blessings. So as I'm doing oracles, you still have time to put in a question. But for now, let's focus on oracle message for the collective. I have 5 of Roses, the Guardian. I'm going to also pull out Animal Spirit. Animal Spirit messages to connect to the Guardian. Bear. So something maternal with family and parenting. I'm sure a lot of you are right now at home with your kids, maybe even homeschooling. And the Crow. So there's an aspect of teaching children that in turn teaches you. So if you're homeschooling them, something about what it is that you need to teach them kind of reminds you of knowledge that was a little bit numb and lost, and you make a different use of it somehow. You become aware of something by teaching your kids, right? And then that opens some sort of portal for other knowledge that then you go and do your research in, like Google or books or things like that. Helen, that's another question. You can, you know what to do. Okay. So if you have an opportunity to somehow vicariously learn something from children or from your children, if you have kids at home, then take note of that. Something there can happen.
of course. Yeah, you guys can put in more questions right now. Most definitely. That was the message for that. Okay, it was very specific for someone who has kids at home, something to do with teaching and learning. Or if it's not homeschooling, it's learning from them something, learning from your kids something, or through your kids. Like take real mental note of something that comes up when you're watching them play or watching them do something. It might click something. Like it will click something that you already knew, or maybe you've learned a long, long time ago and you forgot, and that connects somehow to your life somehow, like today. So if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, just be aware of that. Okay, Trista. Thank you so much for the 20 Canadian dollars. I need guidance on my situation with A. If I can ask. No, Graciela, you've been here, you know. Yeah, you may ask one more question, but not for 99 cents. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to set boundaries and defend myself right now. Okay, I love you and you know that. So, okay, Trista. I need guidance on my situation with A. Can I ask a second question? Of course. So, Trista and A. Let's put them aside for a second. Message for Trista about A. The situation with A. What is the situation with A? Message for Trista about her situation with A. Message for Trista about her situation with A. I'm gonna drink some water because I need to clean some energy away. Okay, so for those of you who joined and are not aware, questions through Super Chat. If the amount is cents, I will not accept it. The recommendation is around 13 and above. Okay? I don't know if you know how much I know and the worth of my skill. And I'm done. I'm setting boundaries. Enough. Okay? Message for Trista and A. Yeah, I guessed that he's a man. I mean, what else could it be, right? Message for Trista regarding A. What does Trista need to know right now? What does my beautiful Trista need to know right now? Trista, are you on my Patreon? I want you to join Patreon. I love you. Come on. You've been around my channel for more than 2 years. Hop on. Hop on. Message for Trista about A. Nine of Wands. Hold on. One more. Seven of Cups. Someone is confused and doesn't know what they want. Yeah, I know you were with me since I started. You were like one of my first private sessions through my channel. I mean, I've had sessions like for years. I've been doing tarot for like more than a decade, but you've been one of my first seekers through my channel. I remember. Helen, I'll get to that in a second. After Trista, okay? Sorry that I'm being ADD. I'm like... So, back to Trista and A. Nine of Wands, Seven of Cups. No bueno. And the High Priestess. He's holding on Do you think he might be involved with someone else? Trista, there might be someone in the shadows, someone he's thinking of, wondering about. Okay, let me tell you what I've learned about men with my own humble experience. A man wants, a man does. If he's wishy-washy, in and out, not completely there, not exactly clear, grieving the loss of a girlfriend, that's it. Grieving the loss that she passed away. Definitely that's it. He's still very much so there. He is not open to something new. And if it's actual grief, then even more so. And I would recommend, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's horrible. He's still very much in there. He needs more time to heal. That's great, but you should know that he's still very much so there. And there's nothing you can do other than let him go through the process. So if you're willing to be patient and you reciprocate those feelings, then it's your choice to stay and wait and be there for him. But keep in mind, at least until Scorpio Sagittarius season, grief never goes away. It doesn't truly go away, but in a matter of like being ready for someone new and being truly present, it will only start feeling like at the end of 2020, possibly early 2021. So it's completely up to you, Trista. It's your decision, but that's where he's at. And now that you're telling me that she committed suicide and you lost her like that, it's horrible. I have no blame, no shade. It's completely natural. But he's halfway in that world. You told him he wasn't ready, but he wasn't listening to you. Well, he needs to be listening because you're right. Maybe he's trying to a little bit avoid grief, which is also natural. It's very painful. So everything I'm saying is not in a way of judging him at all. It's just a matter of like putting a flashlight onto it. I'm sure he cares about you greatly, and maybe he wants to believe he's ready, but he's not. You can totally listen. Life is not black and white. Love is not black and white. You can totally be around each other, and as long as you know that it's going to be like that for a while, then you can be with him. But it's up to you. What do you want? Are you able and patient and capable of containing that? And that's great. So be there. But keep in mind, he's going to stay in that realm for a while. And you're not going to feel him present for this, at least until the end of this year. Not fully, not like you would want to, right? So I can't tell you what to do. I can only serve a reflection of the reality that is presented from the cards. It's up to you. You sit with yourself, figure out, is he someone that you love enough and believe in enough and want to be around, knowing that you're a part of that, okay? Which is completely legitimate and fine. I mean, I understand. I've suffered grief, and I've taken me a long time to bring in new people or just get out of my cocoon. And I needed that patience and understanding. But I was honest. I was like, if anyone was around me, I would be like, you should know this is where I'm at. I'm halfway in and halfway out, But I'm accustomed to dealing with things like that. Maybe he's not. It's very shocking to experience something like that. So it could be that he's saying, yes, I can, but you obviously see that he's not. He can't. And again, that's okay. It's not with judgment towards him. I'm sorry. I hope this helped. Oh, Helen, did I skip you? Graciela, I'll be right with you, okay, love? Helen, I would like to move. Do you see this happening? Okay, let's time frame this. Will Helen move, succeed in moving in the next 6 months? Is there a move for Helen? Is there a successful move for Helen in the next 6 months? 5 of Cups, and you won't until you fully decide to do it, because there's a lot of doubts now. There's a lot of doubt and there's a lot of insecurity, and maybe different people telling you different things, giving you all kinds of advice. You really need to listen to what it is you want and just do it. But as long as you are in your feels about it and your insecurity, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen tomorrow, nor it's going to happen next year, until you fully are rooted and decisive about it and decide that this is what you want to do, and then you fully act upon it. Because right now it shows that you're in action and a lot of confusion. So it's really, really all depend on your state of mind and what you decide to do. Okay? So Graciela, your Wi-Fi is failing. I'm sorry. Your love life. Okay, sure. What does Graciela need to know about her love life? And thank you for the $14, by the way. Messages for Graciela on her love life. I have 3 of Wands, 4 of Cups, and the Hangman in the reverse. So you need to step out of your bubble of family, friends, all kinds of whispers, advice, and just reach out towards something new. It's like you're in constant waiting for something to come in. Keeping yourself in a state of waiting and stagnation, seemingly for it being like for spiritual reasons, but it's actually just fear and doubt and insecurity, which is okay. No judgment. You did mention that you've experienced some loss in the family. Your family is really affecting you right now for obvious reasons, but I think it's regardless. I think it's general, like their opinions. I would take myself away when it comes to listening to advice about your love life from people around you, because even though they might mean well, the result isn't well. You want to listen to yourself, and it's almost like there's also a little bit of guilt when it comes to trying to meet someone new or starting a new path. I don't know if it's because of what your family is going through right now or for other reasons. Like you're knowingly keeping yourself stagnant and saying to yourself that you want something new or that you want to move forward in something, but you're emotionally not really there. So it's on you. Does that make sense? Let me know if it made sense to you, Graciela. Because this is totally like psychology holding you back. Isn't it mostly like that, right? Mm-hmm. You always watch your sun rising and moon. Cool. Yeah, I recommend also your Venus and your Jupiter. I also watch my South Node. That shit is like simple. But my Scorpio energy is so strong in my chart. So yeah, cool, Helen. I'm happy to hear. Graciela, let me know if it made sense for you, my love. Venus and Cancer. So I would watch her. I would watch Cancer as well. Venus, Mars, Jupiter. I mean, listen, look at your chart and see what are the dominant energies, what kind of planets you have, what kind of signs you have a lot of planets in or a lot of energies in. But Mars and Venus are really meaningful. And I've learned Jupiter too, in my experience. Okay, anyone else? Is there anyone else? I didn't skip anyone, right? Let me know before we finish up. I'm going to pull out runes. I'm going to pull out runes for you guys. And in the meantime, if you have more questions, let me know. It won't open. Sorry, I'm battling with my runes. I'll use a different. It got stuck. Hold on. I'll bring another set. I have like 7 gazillions rune sets. I'll use these. You're most welcome. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate it. And don't forget to check out the description box. Hop onto Patreon, join my community. Over there, I don't share anything. This platform, if you think freedom of speech exists as a YT, unfortunately, that's why I created a platform where it's completely free for me to speak any way I want about whatever topics I want. And I insert it in all the extendeds, right? And in my lunar and moon love readings, like new moon, full moon. But also as the community will grow there, as my Patreon will grow, I will do more. But regardless, it's a great way to support the shift and to support me and to support my journey and just join and be a patron. There's all kinds of tiers for you to choose. And also, before I pull out runes, Tarot Masterclass. If there's Tarochi lovers, if you guys are a Tarochi, if you want to become a Tarochi, read tarot or no tarot, from beginner to professional, if you want to be professional Tarochi, or if you just want to go through the shamanic spiritual journey as with me as a mentor, because I created 90 pre-recorded classes that speaks of all the cards and the interaction between them and the different occult systems within the cards, numerology, astrology, Kabbalah, and all that. So it's over there on Tarot Masterclass Bunkai on Vimeo. You can purchase separate classes separately, by the way, rent them or buy them. You don't have to take the entire package or to take the whole package. It's up to you. So you can check out a class or two, see how you feel about it, and then make a decision. Okay, runes for my patrons, please. Oh, I'm sorry, not patrons. That's later. I'm going to do runes for my patrons later after this. Runes for the seekers here on YouTube. Runes for the collective. Runes for the collective. Ooh. I got the Guz. Kenaz in the upright. And now this, not even in the reverse, not in the upright, just laying like this. Sorry, I'm feeling it for a second. Oh, Trista, I just got notification about you joining Patreon. Thanks, love. That's so funny. Okay. The Guz, Kenaz, and now this. How do I express what I'm feeling right now? So there is a complete new dawn, new life, new beginning with this, the Guz and Kenaz in the upright coming in. And having now this like that, which is the bridge, right? Very difficult karmic bridge. Laying down like that. I feel like in order for you to get to that new beginning, to get to that new start, will require a sacrifice and somewhat of a trial type of journey. That it's not even a choice on whether you're going through it or not. Helen, you discovered me by Wendy Bones. I think you are unique, and I'm going to have a look on your Patreon, etc. Yay! Thank you very much for your. I love Wendy. I love Wendy. She's so awesome. She's so, so, so awesome. Cool. So keep in mind what you're feeling to be a new start, whether it be in your life, in your work, living situation, relationship, love. It is met with this naudis. Like, in order to get there, it requires an effort, an emotional and mental effort. It's going to be a very wobbly bridge where you have to be really on top of yourself. It might require burning some bridges behind you, because there's a lot of fire here. The Gaz and Kenaz are very fire. It's 2 fire runes. It's the sunrise, it's the dawn, and Kenaz is like the flame. It's like, this could be a new opportunity, a new offer that will require some sort of sacrifice, some sort of move, some sort of change that is uncomfortable. But I see you doing it because this is very strong energy, very positive. It's like something you can't say no to, almost. And the change will be somewhat challenging, but worth it. So that was the runes for you. Okay, guys. FYI, May is the last month, this month, that I'm offering my regular private sessions, like hourly phone session or video session. I might still leave on the mentorship. I'm not sure. But if you want to book a session, now is the time. It's the existentialshift.as.me. Thank you so very much for you guys for being here for an hour and 46 minutes. Yowza. I really appreciate you. And if you can join me if you want to join me on social media, I'm on Instagram and on Twitter as the Existential Shift. Okay, that was me. I will, you know what? Let me make a bow. Oh my God. I'm such a kook. What? I felt like it. I'm losing my mind in this quarantine. What do you want? What? So that was my bow to you. I love you guys. Mwah. I'm going to start June's tarot. Oh, June's tarot scopes are coming after the new moon in Gemini. This is the time to check out your May's tarot scopes. Mid-month, the height of the energies. Now is the time to check them out as well. You're most welcome, everyone. I love you guys very, very much. Stay safe, stay magic, stay true, tell the truth, or you will be burned.